Hello friends, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Sonya Sunheart, in case you're new. I'm just going to turn this off, it's a little loud. So this channel is about anything that has to do with transformation, manifestation. There's a lot out there, but I've been studying this for a while, and I've been exploring with my own life and reflecting on when things really worked out amazing and flowed and all the doors opened so naturally. And then other times when I had a lot of doubt and things would come up and then would kind of crash whatever it was that I was working on or creating, whether it's a project or relationship or this kind of thing. And there's some great teachers out there that are, talking about the law of attraction, the law of intention, all these different, the assumption, there's a lot. Neville Goddard is amazing, the imagination and all that. And so I've been, I think it's a super interesting topic. And then the other flip side of that is I'm a yoga teacher. And in yoga, when you do kriyas, which is a series of positions, asanas, the way you place your fingers, mudras, your chanting, all of that is a way to focus on, that's it, empowering yourself, becoming more godlike, stepping into your soul self. So I have that background with kundalini yoga, and a lot of these experiences have shown me that through these practices with pranayama, breathwork, and focus and intention, and when you repeat to yourself over and over again, I am beautiful, I am blissful, I am bountiful, which means plentiful or prosperous or whatever. You just keep repeating that until your subconscious mind gets overwritten by any of the negative thoughts that you used to have before. And so that's one way that you can see that if you repeat a mantra over and over again or an intention, you're going to overwrite something. So this is fascinating. And in the human design system, I'm a manifesting generator, which means that I have this easier capacity to imagine, visualize, and really go into that place of feeling as if I'm already there. And I do that so easily, perpetual dreamer. But I'm not the only one, right? Like John Lennon said, we are dreamers dreaming the dream within the dream. So what does that mean? Merrily, merrily, life is but a dream. We are in a place of, third dimensional realm or something like that, where we have a physical reality around us. But if you study, again, the Kabbalah or the Tao or any of these other traditions as well, you'll see that everything happens from the higher, refined, kind of like the cloud, like the ether, the field of intention. So this is the prayer meditative state that we can go in, and visualization and all that. So what I'm doing here by expressing this is trying to understand, and as I express where I've come on my journey, then maybe you can reflect on that yourself and see, write down or memorize things in your life and see where you are now and where you'd like to be. And this is a great time to do that because we're at the beginning of the year and we have this new energy coming in, and everybody's intentions are all about what am I going to do this year, and everybody's happy because it's a brand new start, right? So we gotta use the momentum of that energy to bring ourselves into an amazing Gregorian year 2023. As you know, I also follow the ancient Mayan, not calendar, but the almanac, the synchronicity of time, because calendar, I mentioned this on old channels from a long time ago, but the calendar actually means debt registry and was put in place by a Gregorian Pope Gregory something in 1500. So it was a way for the religious institutions and those powerful people to kind of keep people in debt and fear and that kind of thing. So that's been going on for a while. Now, we have an opportunity to now know ourselves as creator beings and to empower ourselves through channels like this and other ones, that are doing such a great job. And again, my channel is always about embodied wisdom, my own experience, and what it is that I can share. I won't talk about stuff that I don't know. If it's just maybe, or that I feel I know, I mean that I feel deeply that this is the experience and this is my conclusion or my perspective on this. So again, take it or leave it. I'm one of those deep divers. I always question everything. I always have. And so question, don't, I'm just sharing empowerment here through my own stories of my experience. So yeah, all about transformation this time of year. I know that I've been setting some powerful, I need to, because I need to focus and bring a lot of energy into myself as I'm going through a transition in my own personal life, and, just seeing what is best right now. And sometimes you need to go into yourself on a deeper level, and that's perfectly fine, and that's actually very healthy. So one thing that I do sometimes is go on retreats, either nearby for a few days or even a week or 10-day retreat somewhere else. We don't have a lot of sun right now. It's cold, so sun is always amazing for us. Not like they say about cancer and all that. That's a whole other thing. Sun is life, and it gives us force and vitamin D and regenerates us. So if we can get to the sun, let's do it. So I'm planning that soon again. Anyways, so right now, talking about what I would like to, I was reading my Gene Keys book again, because this book is the codons in our bodies, on the DNA, and what's happening right now with us transmuting the darker shadow aspects of ourselves and bringing that into the gift of, our skills, our self-realization. So my life's purpose is actually the 55th gene key, which is all about freedom. But the shadow aspect is victimization. So, and what that means is, again, blaming everything else around you, blaming the government, blaming old institutions, the patriarchy, the this, the that, blaming your parents for not, being there for you, or all these things. And to be honest, I did spend a good chunk of my life not aware that I had this victim mentality. And I didn't know that I had the power to change that. And nobody teaches us these skills, right? So, but going along and being curious and wanting to live my best life and to become the best version of myself, which I think is the most exciting thing to be working on constantly, never ends. So I discovered this Gene Keys book, and sorry, there's texting or something buzzing. So I just wanted to read this because it's very powerful for understanding what's going on in this major transformative time that we're in. So again, the prophecies, the photonic light that's streaming through the galactic center and pulsing our sun, and then our sun is ejecting coronal mass ejections towards our planet. And so that this is changing a lot of things, and some people are talking about the pole shifting. The magnetosphere is getting thinner and thinner, which allows more of the rays to come in, which can actually activate people and activate the heart. Right now, I'm drinking a little bit of cacao, which is it's amazing. It's from Ecuador. It's organic, fair trade. Amazing stuff, and I use it in ceremony. Sorry, the flashing, it does that. So I use it in ceremony, and it's very good for the heart. It's the medicine of the heart. For many reasons, you can look that up. I'm not going to talk about all that right now. I'm not in ceremony. I'm focusing on the 55th gene key and the gift of freedom, and it's also the city, which is the ultimate place of mastery where we're heading. But right now, we're definitely entering, all the shadows are coming up to be witnessed. The darkness of humanity, the collective dark night of the soul is happening through what we've been experiencing, especially these last 3 years or so. And times of big revelations, and things are just coming out and they can't stop it. And so there's a lot about that. Again, being in the heart, like I've always talked about on my channel, is our number one medicine. Therapy is to always stay in the heart, have compassion. Easy to say, not always easy to do. I've had some anger issues also with with a lot of what's been going on, and having chosen bodily sovereignty and not wanting to be forced into anything against my will, which I believe is my human right, my sovereign right? So I chose that, and I speak about it, and I'm not gonna, even though we are not the majority, we know that these are crimes against humanity, okay? And that's gonna be coming out more and more. So again, I'm not here to go into all that, and conspiracy, I don't believe is a conspiracy. It's a word that's been used to, shut down anybody that's going to say anything against what the mainstream narrative is talking about. But thankfully, people like Russell Brand and a whole bunch of others have like 6 million people, and the channel Redacted is doing amazing interviews, and all of that. It's coming out, and you can't stop it. It's like a tidal wave of people banding together to get to the bottom of things, and so that doesn't happen again. So I'm just going to read. This is the great change that we're in right now. Sorry for the flashing. I still haven't figured out why it does that. Did you know that you have a unique genetic sequence that dictates the unfolding of your true nature? The purpose of this book is, as the title says, to unlock the higher purpose hidden in your DNA. The greater self, the cosmic part of each of us that transcends the mortal body, and has lain secretly hidden inside humanity for eons. Because it is inside your body, right under your nose, the mass of humanity has never thought to look in such an obvious place for a lasting sense of peace and fulfillment. Up until now, the inner journey has been for the select few, those bold adventurers and courageous pioneers of the inner planes. Because of this, our true divinity has seemed far away from the common man, whose more immediate concern has been to survive and manage life in the external world. All of this is about to change. As you travel through the many layers of frequency in this book, you will begin to have an idea of how rich, how beautiful, and how diverse is the journey to awakening. In the midst of all cultures, keys have been left that speak to us about the coming time of the great change. Humanity is feeling this change now because it is taking place right now. Within a relatively short evolutionary period, the world we are living in will be transformed into a world that most of us would consider pure fantasy. You are alive at a deeply romantic moment. It is the moment in which the prince kisses Sleeping Beauty and suddenly fully awakens. And as she awakens, the world is transformed. This great change is the central theme woven into every single sentence in this book. If you're reading these words, your inner guidance has seen fit to remind you of this extraordinary prescient event, either to confirm or trigger your own personal process of awakening. Therefore, allow yourself to confirm your own journey, which has brought you to this exact point right now as you read these words or as you listen to me. Maybe you're not into the gene keys, maybe you are, I don't know, but this is what's coming through for me today to share. So however this gets transmitted at some point in time with whoever will be the perfect message that this person needs. So this is also when you're in a place of divine synchronicity and flow, and you're just trusting. You're having faith in the bigger cosmic order of what's going on. And you're not getting caught in the web of the bread and circuses and everything else that they're throwing our way, so that we're, we don't connect the dots to the bigger picture. But it's like, it starts to get pretty obvious. And anyways, the thing is to focus on the inner world and then to be transforming your world on the outside through this process, so that we can actually be free from not repeating these patterns of tyranny and control and looking outside for the answers. And anyways, the Aquarian age is here. The Aquarian age is here, which means that it is about the collective intelligence, and it's about sharing, open source, and all of that. And the millennials are here, and the younger ones, and so we can trust. They don't think like in the old, and they're not in fear of, you know, the like the baby boomers are, like, you know, checking out now. It's the time to end their human life, and so they, you know, they have a lot of fear about that, and all of that collective fear is amplified because there's but that's on its, you know, it's easing out of our reality. And if people could accept, you know, the nature of reality. But again, we're going through big changes, so who knows? I mean, you know, this is an old program as well, that maybe we're going to live a long time again, like we used to in ancient texts, where they talk about people being 500 years old or whatever, or yogis that live to be 300 years old, or who knows? Like they said, there's something happening that we're not aware of. But one thing is also to connect with the light body. So that's something I'm going to talk about on another video, because I've been studying that as well, Adam Cadman and the ascension, and what that actually means for us, and the light. What is it? How do we even explain that, and how do we connect to it, and what does it do to our DNA and to our transfiguration? William Henry has incredible work, so I'm going to link some of his stuff here. And then Richard Rudd, who wrote this book. Anytime I have information that could be helpful, I feel like, you know, I found a teacher kind of like me, like doing just her thing like that, talking and sharing, and she was a yoga teacher, and she just wanted to empower people with this wisdom that helps, you know, stop anxiety or stress about the outer world, and just connects to the inner, helping us to keep the peace that passes all understanding. So that inner still place, which we do through meditation, through breath work and releasing, or walking in nature, all these things that help. And I'm so grateful that, you know, I've been aligning my life to live more of that type of lifestyle, and now focusing on other new projects, and I'm excited about that. And I feel alive. I feel good. I feel like I'm, you know, biologically speaking, I'm getting close to, well, I'm, you know, in the midlife of my life, in the end of my 40s, but I feel great, and I think my mind is even sharper, and I feel more self-love and more compassion for others, and so I feel good about my journey. And in the end, you know, that's all that matters. When you go to bed at night and you're like, well, yeah, I did the best I could today, and you feel a sense of integrity. Now, freedom, that's a big one for me. The freedom to live my life the way I want, to choose. And again, political systems have to change. They have to change. They have to serve the people, not the institutions that profit from sickness and disease, for example, and keeping us in lower frequencies and lower and like toxic foods and all these things. So that's been a big part of my life as well, is studying geography, human geography, environmental issues, and all that. But understanding that without the political backing of, you know, subsidizing, for example, organic farms or smaller farmers, and stopping the billions of dollars going into inputs. They call them inputs, but they're basically petroleum companies that have turned into industrial, you know, fertilizer companies and things like that. The more you know, the more, and then you see they're all the same, like Bayer and Monsanto, just one's a pharmaceutical, one's a food company, but oh my